Here is St. Paul Public Schools Principal, Todd Goggleye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bonjour. My Indian name is Nagani Bale, which means one who stands in front. And today I want to share two stories with you today, but also two themes. And the first one you heard already, do you see me and do you like what you see? And the second thing is, are you listening? Every day our students come through the door and they're looking for us to acknowledge them, and they're looking for affirmation. And when you came here to this conference today, you were looking for someone you could connect with. You were looking for your colleagues, old friends here. You were looking, do you see me? Do you like what you see? When you walk into the grocery store, when you walk into wherever you may be going, the fast food restaurant, you're saying, do you see me? Do you like what you see? So, my first story, 2015, first year at American Indian Magnet, I had a student that was in an altercation, a fight. And I brought her to my office, and she sat down, and I just said, tell me a little bit about yourself. I didn't want to hear about the fight. I wanted to know a little bit about herself. I didn't know this student because I was only four months on the job. She had never been into my office. And she said, well, I'm from Red Lake Nation. I live with my mom. I've been at the school for 5 years. That's a little bit about me. Then I asked her to explain to me what happened in the fight. And she explained. She took responsibility for what happened. And then it got silent for about a minute. And I'm like, what's going on? All of a sudden, tears start coming down her eyes. And she said, Mr. Goggleye, can I tell you something? And I said, sure, I'm listening. I'm listening to what you have to say. She goes, I'm homeless. I've never had a fifth grader tell me that she's homeless. She said, some days I'm with my mom, some days I'm with my grandma. And when I'm with my grandma, my mom doesn't get to stay there. When I'm with my mom, we sleep in the car. Some days I don't see my mom for three days. She has no cell phone because she can't afford to pay for a cell phone. And I worry about her. I worry about her safety, and I worry if I'm going to see her alive. And so I was listening to her, and all I could do is give her affirmation and tell her, you know what, Mr. Goggleye cares about you. Help her, go see the counselor. But I had to make sure that I acknowledged her, I was listening to her, and giving her affirmation because she knew that I cared about her. And it's about building relationships. So going on to my second story, it's 1978, Kenwood Elementary, Minneapolis. I'm going from second grade to third grade, and I remember this. The first two buses were where all the black students got on the bus. My bus was the third bus. The third bus that were poor, single parents. And I remember this. And I was a tough kid. Those kids that we wanted to send out all the time. And we had a meeting at the end of the year. They wanted to send me to Harrison Alternative School because of my behavior. But I had my grandmother there and my mom, and they said, nope, he will not go to Harrison. He needs someone that's going to love him up every day. He needs someone that's going to love him up, show him affirmation, recognize who he is. So at that time, they would bring the teacher, third grade teacher, and that I would be going into the classroom. Her name was Mrs. Bray. And Miss Bray said, I'm taking Todd into my classroom. And it was the best third grade experience that I ever had. Fast forward 14 years, and I forgot to tell you that they told me that I did not have high talent for a structured school. That's why I should go to Harrison. So now fast forward 14 years, I graduate from college, and I went to seek out that teacher that I knew that cared about me. I found her at Cooper. It was hard tracking her down. She was in her last year of teaching. I walked in, I said, "Miss Bray, do you remember me? Todd Goggleye." She goes, "How can I forget? You're the only Goggleye I've ever had." So we shared stories. I told her about my journey, and at the end I said, "I would like you to come. I would like you to come to my graduation party from college." And she said, "I'll be there in spirit." And not thinking at the time, a few months pass, I get a card in the mail from Mr. Bray saying that she had passed away, and inside was the obituary. And she said, in the card, he said, she didn't want to take away from the moment. She saw me, she liked what she sees, and she was listening. And so in that time, she wanted to be there. So every day we impact, we're building relationships, and this was a woman that, this story I can tell over and over, that she cared about me, she loved me, she was built the relationship with me when other people thought I should be somewhere else. So, in closing, when you go back, first I see you and I like what I see. Go back to your staff, your families, your students, and tell them, "I see you and I like what I see." Thank you.